Good morning, period 1, period 4, and period 6, algebra 1. Okay, I've got a video. I want you to watch this. Some things you might need while you're watching is some highlighters, a pink, yellow, and a blue highlighter. So before you start, pause the video and get some highlighters. Okay, so now let's begin. So if you notice over here, I've got my notebook out. And just so you know, again, if you guys want to make this your own, you can kind of put whatever you want on here. Okay, so this is like my period 6. This is what I did for period 4. Okay, you can kind of put whatever you'd like on there. And yes, that's Snoop Dogg, and he did say something about math. So if you want to read that, go ahead and read that on your own. Okay, so let's begin. So first we're on page 4. Now period 1, I know yours doesn't look like this. So go ahead and take a moment to copy that. Okay, you'll notice I highlighted this yellow. The P, the E, the M, the D, the A, and the S, they're all highlighted different colors. So if I do multiply or divide, I'm going to highlight that pink. If I do add, subtract, I'm going to highlight that blue. And if I'm dealing with parentheses or exponents, then I'm going to highlight that yellow. And obviously we didn't do that here. Okay, so let's go to number 5. Now in period 4, I know you guys already have these examples, so you guys can skip ahead in the video and go to the worksheet. Alright, so now number 5, in period 1, I think your examples are a little different. So number 5, again, if we have letters, first thing we need to do is substitute. Okay, say substitute, substitute. Okay, so what that means is we're going to plug in these numbers into the letter. So 3 goes here, 4 goes here, because B equals 4, and then the C is equal to 5. So now it's going to be 3 plus 5 multiply, because remember, if there's nothing there between the number and the letter, you know it's multiply. So multiply times, dada. Okay, so times 4, divide by 5. Now let's look at the order here. We need to do parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, and add, subtract. Now what I see here is I have plus, I have multiply, and divide. So multiply, divide, I need to do these first. And if you look, it says that we need to go from the left to the right. Okay, so we're going to start here with multiply and divide. So first, going from left to right, we're going to do, let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. We're going to do 5 times 4, 20. Okay, then bring down the other numbers. Okay, now the next one to the right is divide. So now 20 divided by 5 is 4. Okay, and then the last one, we have plus. So 3 plus 4, that's going to be 7. Okay, now the next one, number 6. Now we're going to use the same numbers, A, B, and C, and now the new expression is C squared, the little 2, little 2. Okay, then the minus B divided by 2 times A. Okay, now again, if I see letters, I need to substitute, okay, and I need to plug in the numbers. Okay, so the C is 5, so 5, and then don't forget the little 2. Okay, C, 5 squared. The B is 4, divide by 2, times, this is multiply, A, which is 3. Okay, now I need to look, what's the right order? Okay, well first, I need to see that I have exponents. Okay, I have subtract, I have divide, and multiply. Now remember, the little 2, that's an exponent. If we go over here, parentheses, exponent, the little numbers. Okay, if I have a little number, then I need to do that first. Now what that means, it says 5 to the 2. 5 to the 2 is not 5 times 2. No, that is not it. Not 5 times 2. This means that I multiply 5 2 times. 5 times 5, which is 25. So again, number 1, we had to do e, exponents. Okay, number 2. Okay, I see multiply, divide. Okay, that comes first before add, subtract. So multiply, divide. And we go from the left to the right. So start on the left. 4 divided by 2. Bring down 25. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then bring down the rest. Okay, I have minus and times. I still have to do the multiply first. So 2 times 3 is 6. Bring down the 25. 25 minus 6, 19. Answer. Okay, so again, make sure you follow the right order. We start with parentheses if there's numbers inside. Okay, we didn't see that in examples, but we'll see it on the homework. Then we have exponents. Okay, we just did that. And again, if you look at the little number, it's not the number times the little number. That just tells you how many times you multiply. So 5 to the 2, 5 times 5. 2 to the 3, that means multiply 2 3 times. 2, 2, 2. 2 times 2, 4. Times 2, 8. Okay. Now let's go move on to your worksheet. Okay, now in the worksheet, starting with number 6, and look on your worksheet. If you don't have this worksheet, ask the substitute. I left many copies on my desk, so you guys, if you need another copy. And I told you for homework, do the evens. Okay, so that means 2, 4, 6, 8, all the even numbers. 10, 12, dot, 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 all the way. Okay, so I'm going to go over some different ones on here. So first, 6 plus 10, divide by 2. Well, first I noticed that I have divide, so we do divide first. 10 divided 2 is 5. Bring down the 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. Okay. Then over here, I notice I have divide and multiply. But when it's divide and multiply, we go from the left to the right. So first, 25 divide 2, 10 times 5, 50. 10 times 5. Okay, number 14. Now again, I notice that I have letters. Letters, that means I'm going to substitute. Say substitute. Okay, so now x is 4. Y is 3. And now I have divide, taksim, and plus, za'id. Okay, which is first? Go back to your notes. I don't know. What's the first one? PEMDAS. PEMDAS. Divide. Oh, and there is plus. So divide comes first. So first divide. Then that was a 4. So 4 divided by 2. 2. Then plus 3. 2 plus 3. 5. Okay. Now this one, again I have letters. I need to plug them in. B is 4. A is 2. Okay, now again I have multiply, I divide and multiply. Just because M comes first in PEMDAS doesn't mean M is first. If it's M and D, we go from the left to the right. Go from left to right. 4 divide 2, 2. Multiply 5. 2 times 5, 10. Okay? Again, plug in the letters here again. So Y is 2. Z is 12. And then X is 3. And then look, there's a little 2. Little 2. So that means I need to put a little 2 right there. Okay. Now, let's go in our order. Again, parentheses. No, we don't have parentheses. Exponents? Yes, we have exponents. Exponent right there. Okay, this does not 3 times 2. No. This means I multiply 3 2 times. 3 times 3. Okay, so again, that's what we're doing first. So that means 3 times 3 is 9. Then I bring down the other numbers. Okay, now I have multiply and subtract. So multiply goes first. 2 times 12, 24, minus 9. And then the last one, 24 minus 9, that's going to be 15. Okay. Okay, on the back, now, hey, look, now we have parentheses. Okay, again, parentheses. If we have parentheses, that goes first. Go back to your notes. And parentheses is the very first one. If you have 2 numbers or more inside, we need to do that first. But now look, I don't just have, let's actually go over here to this, number 25. I have parentheses here, I've got 2 numbers inside, so that means I need to do this first. 10 plus 2, that's going to be 12. And once I add it together, I don't need the parentheses anymore. I can take them away. Now let's divide 3, multiply 5. When it's just one number, and there's no little number up here, I can just take away the parentheses. It's all gone. Now, I have divide and multiply. So that means go from left to right. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Then 4 times 5 is the last one, 20. Okay, now I'll go to this one. Okay, now, on the last one, I had 2 numbers here, inside parentheses. Here, I have parentheses, big parentheses, and then little parentheses. If you have big and then little, you need to do the littles first. Okay, so what we need to do is say, okay, we need to go inside the parentheses, okay, but then there's more parentheses inside the parentheses. We have big parentheses, and then on the inside there's more parentheses. We go inside the little one. Okay, so first we do 6 minus 2. Okay, I'm going to write it all again. 16 divided by parentheses. Don't forget, we're doing the big ones now. 6 minus 2 is 4. And remember, like I said, if just like over here, once you do the inside, you can take it away. Okay, so it's 4, but then we have minus and the 8. Okay. And this one is also just like that. These are like big parentheses. Okay, they're called brackets when they're square, like that. When they're like square, okay, they're called brackets. Okay, but like that is like the same thing. Big parentheses, big parentheses. Okay, but then I go inside and I do this first. Okay, so you guys can try that one next if you haven't done it. So now again, I still have parentheses. So I do this next. 8 minus 4. This is 4. And again, once it's just one number, I can take away parentheses. And then the last one is divide. 16 divided 4 is 4. Okay? A couple more. 32. Now, if you understand all this, I want you to go ahead and just do the worksheet and finish. Okay? If you don't understand this, keep watching. Okay, now 3 times x and y. Okay, the x is 5. Y is 4. Z is 2. Okay, I see divide and multiply. So I'm going to go from the left to the right. So first we're going to do 3 times 5, 15. Sorry, I apologize. The video cut out. I didn't realize it stopped recording. That was a computer problem. So I think where we left off, we were here in the second step. And we had 15 plus 4 and divide 2. Now I have divide here, so it's 4 divide 2. That's 2. And then 15 plus 2 is 17. Okay, now on this one, again I have to plug in the numbers. So I plugged in the negative 6, goes here. And anytime I have a negative number, I'm going to put parentheses. Okay, then the D was negative 3. And again, I'm going to put in parentheses because I have a negative. Okay, so now here I have, remember we have a number and a letter. So that means right here, it's multiply. Okay, so it's 2 multiply negative 3. Now we have divide, multiply, go from the left to the right. So first we do 6 divide 2. And if you notice, I have a negative, and when we have negatives, that's when we start using the box or the triangle. But this is divide, so triangle. 6 is negative, so boom. 2 is positive, so we know it's that number is going to be negative. 6 divided 2 is 3. Then we go to the right. So now bring down this number. And then we have to multiply negatives. So this is negative, boom, boom. So we know the answer is plus. Okay, so 3 times 3 is 9. Now the next one I want to go over is number 38. Anytime you have numbers on the top and numbers on the bottom, more than one, you need to do the numbers on the top and the numbers on the bottom first, and then we can do that last step of divide. Okay, so here you'll notice, first I went to the top and I noticed there's a little exponent. Okay, and that's not, again, this is not 4 times 2. No, this is 4 2 times. 4 times 4, 16. Okay, then I bring down the 6, and then I go to the bottom, and now I do the bottom next. So now I have minus and I have multiply, so 3 multiply 2, 6. Now I'm going to do the top and bottom. They're both minus or subtract. 16 minus 6 is 10. 11 minus 6, 5. And then now I have divide as the last step. Okay, 10 divide 5 is 2. So this is a special case. I have numbers on the top, numbers on the bottom. I need to do those first, okay, before I do divide in the middle. Because I know we're thinking, well, shouldn't we do divide first before the subtract? Okay, but this we need to do first. Okay? This is like a special case.